In this video, we're going to be going over the Lost Colony expansion pass. So, first off, we have a couple skins, really cool skins to be honest. We've got the Lost Colony, the Lost Enforcer skin. Yeah, that's what we're going with. It's what it's called, the Lost Enforcer. I have it painted up here. It is usually a black and red, like the helmet here. Now, if you have a beard, you will be able to show through. Kind of weird, but yeah. So here's what the original color scheme is. I've got it painted up in green. We also here on my shoulder have the Drakeling skin, which is called the Lost Drakeling. I'm probably saying that wrong. I think it's Drakeling, but it could be Draking. No, Drakeling is totally correct. I am so sorry. It has been a long night waiting for Ragnarok to come out, and I've been trying to get stuff recorded. It's just taking quite a bit of time. But yeah, so yeah, that's what we've got going on there. So yeah, a lot of yes and so's. So, Drakeling, pretty cool. Not really a big thing at the moment. Yes, they are part of the pass, but they're going to have their own video, such as the other creature. So, let's get into the really cool part. The modules right here to build stuff. So, in order to build, you must first turn it on, which is used by running element through it. Next, you must have these tech bunkers. In order to craft them up, you will need to have these resources. So, in order to have a bunker like this, you must be 70 meters from your nearest bunker, roughly 20 foundations, 23, somewhere in there. Quite a distance. So not really a big storage deal. It's going to cause a lot of lag when you first place them down. So your best bet is just to kind of sit there because, yeah, there's a lot of lag when you're placing them. And then they're going to kind of validate the cells and whatnot. And that's going to kind of give you how much room you have to build. So in order to build in them, you must have modules, like I said, and you must have it powered. So let's power this one up. Let's throw in the element and let's activate the bunker. So now we're able to build in this little area. See, that number has changed because of that. So we need to build these modules, which I'm in creative, so I'm able to do that. Let's just build, say, 100. Let's just build the max amount. Give that a second. So we're at the max amount that we can use in this bunker. So I can use the admin tool here, and I will just wait a second because let's not fill this one. Let's go into build mode because that's what we're really talking about. So I can't build here. These cells are taken up by something. I haven't really fully understood this because I checked, and it is not technically inside the mesh. I have ghosted through the world. There is no showing of it. So it somehow has to do with some kind of ghost room or something like that. I'm not for sure, but we can place structures like this, and we'll just check this out. We get a little 6x6 space. We'll apply those, and it'll take a second to build. And then once we get in there, once it's built, we're able to teleport into here. Now, your creatures are not able to come with you at the moment. You'll have to cryopod them and throw them in here. There's not much space. And when it comes to demolishing, you're not able to demolish it if there's structures or anything in here. So if you want to demolish it, you must get rid of it. Now to get out, you must add a terminal to one of your modules. So like so. And then we can go back up through this. Now we can also rotate this. So you don't have to worry about it being placed horribly. You can place it, and have it in a nice little area. And like I said, you have to check it, and there's players or dinos inside, which is me. So yeah, I have not seen this part, so let's just fill modules. Now, I don't know if this is going to break the game because I'm inside of it. It's currently not. So there we go. It's building. So is this... Oh, there we go. So it just adds... So if, say, your player, your guy's up there, or not your guy, or, a trimate's up there building, or you want to build more, you can do that while you're in here. It's not going to cause issues. Maybe if you have other players running around, I can't seem to get close to a module. There we go. And it's starting to build upwards. So you get a very big space to build in. Now, if it was me, I'm not going to build my whole base in here. This can be destroyed. It takes a lot to be destroyed. When it is destroyed, though, it will drop everything that is inside of it. So your structures, creatures, I have not tested. I do not know what happens with your creatures. I would assume they would pop out, but they could also die. So use that, sparingly. I would not test it. If it was me, I would not be storing a lot of creatures in here, just because that can happen, and that would suck to lose all of your creatures and not have a chance to get them back. Now, when it comes to your storage, it's just going to drop a bag right where your bunker is placed. So, say I was to destroy this and there were structures, the structure itself is going to drop a bag, and then there's going to be bags all over the place. So, I would place your crowd bridges in there, place other stuff inside of it. I would not worry about placing your creatures in there. Now, if you do want to turn it into a breeding area, I would place your crowd bridges and then place, pull your creatures out as you need to and be inside of that. And then once it gets down to a 25%, it's going to flash red. We'll play a little clip of that. It's going to be flashing red. I have tested that, and it seems like when it gets down to 25%, it's going to take less damage than when it's at full health. It's also going to have a little bit of a deteriorate damage. Sorry if I said that wrong. But yeah, it seems like it had a little bit of deteriorating damage. So in other words, you're going to have to keep that thing maintained. Of course, if you have a Sir, it's not going to hurt. Have a Survivor mate, it's not going to hurt. Now, next up, we have the build template. As you can see, there's a bunch of structures placed randomly. That is me testing. Nothing to worry about there. So, if it's me, I'm going to throw this in here. Do not leave it into your inventory. It's going to be a pain to get out of it. You're going to have to open your inventory, and it's going to, cause issues. So, we have a few simple deals. We can have the create mode, which is going to allow you to highlight structures like so. So, we can highlight the structure. We can also have extents. So if like something's hanging off like this, we can extend it over here. So it's going to place, this is going to be the highlight of the template. So if you already have a build place, you can save your templates. So I've already done that here. Now let's place it away, because in that mode, it does not allow you to go back. You're going to have to keep doing this in order to get out of it. Now, it's going to allow you to select your template. You can go local or default. Default has a bunch of already pre-built stuff. And from what I can see, it looks like structures that have been used in trailers, which is actually great. And yeah, that's nice, because there's certain things like this battle dome that, you wanted to use, you could use, or the Zeppelin landing bay. Or if you just really want a barn, you can build a barn. Now I have a local here because I have already exported, which I will be doing for all my builds going forward. And it's going to be in the description, below the video. All you're going to have to do is copy it, and then when you have it saved to your, clipboard, essentially, when that happens, you will just come in here and you'll click import, like so. No template because I don't have anything saved. So then we will place that. We'll go into place mode, and it will automatically snap to structure. So if I wanted to build two of them side by side, we could. I have the stuff in my inventory. As you can see over there, it's going to show you what you need, which is really cool. Honestly, I really do like that. It allows you to have a list of what you're going to need for, say, my Coliseum, which is not really that hard, but there is some little complicated bits, which, guys, I might have to add it to that video. But, yeah, you can just place it like so. You're going to have to build certain things. First, it's not going to allow you to build your ceilings and build your way down. You have to use structure support. Now, because this is here, it's not going to allow me to place it. There's already a structure there. So you cannot duplicate structures inside of each other. So no wall stacking like so. Now, in order to say it's fully built, say we're, right here, we have two structures, two walls or whatever. It's not allowing us to, say it's complete. We can go over and we can click complete build, and we can also apply skins. Now it's going to take a second because it's got to load all the skins that you have installed. Like me, I can make this look like tech because I have a structure that allows me to change into some of the stuff like that. So let's say I want to make this look like it is made out of Adobe, which is a skin I have. I can get rid of that, and I'm going to click complete, and it's going to apply the skins that I just built on that template. As you can see, it's not these two because it is part of that template there. And yeah, so, I could have a little maze pre-built, and I can build it and expand it, and yeah, pretty cool little structure piece there. Now, let's get into the other piece. We can also have it build it itself. So say you are just like, you know what, I don't want to go through, I have all the structures, I don't want to have to place it. It's going to take some time. I will say that it takes quite a bit of time. So definitely a deal if you're in PvP, do not use do not use the auto builder, because you're gonna have to stand there unless you have a little box built around you. Then you'll be able to do that. That would probably be the smartest way to do that, but do know it's going to take quite a bit of time, so I would not use this as a starter base for PvP, especially if it's like the base you want to have built. So we're going to place it like so. Then we're going to hit Q, because it's going to, as you can see there, auto build target. It highlights if you're in build target, and then if you hold it, tier last, tier first. So in other words, if you want the stone being built first, so if I wanted that, I only have stone here in this template, but if I wanted the other stuff to be built last, then it would build that first, or opposite. I would just do template tier only, tier first. I would just let it do its own thing. I would start with probably, if you're using stone for structure support, use your stone first and then let it do it that way. But we only have one thing here, so I can't really apply that. We can also already go ahead and let it apply the variant. So let's select that. Now if I have it painted, you can also, it'll apply paint. You have to have the paint in your inventory and so forth. So we can also go here. We can alter it. So if I don't want that, I can delete that. So we'll do that. We'll show that off. And there we go. We can also add entries. So it say, I deleted something by accident, I can go back and add that. It's pretty cool. So if you wanted to build two of these next to each other, you could delete one of those middle little support here. So next we will go into build, and we'll allow it to build itself. So in order for it to do that, you must start clicking. You just click once. You only have to click once, and then it will start building. And as you can see, it went ahead, and now it's going to say, choose complete template. You want to complete, cancel, or you can apply your skins like so. So say this time, I'm like, I want, as soon as it loads, I want this built out of Frontier. We'll just go with the Frontier wood structures. You can't have it build the glass unless you want it to have glass in there. So it's going to use all these for that. I'm going to click complete. So if it was able to use glass, it's going to use glass. If it's not, then it's going to just build out of the typical Frontier deal. So it's pretty cool. You can also have it already have structures that you have here. So in order to do that, so say I have this built out of little wasteland structure. I'm going to go into create mode, and I'm going to select the whole thing. Because it is already a template, it's going to select it. Now, if in this case, like you see here, you break the building system somehow, you can just go ahead and select this, and it's going to apply to your little bits and bobs there. So now let's say I want to save this still. I would just go over there, click save. I'm not going to save this because honestly, why would I save the broken build? Yeah. And then we can also modify it. And then this is where I really don't know why you'd want to save it, but you can. And this is where I was talking about you can get locked into the little deal. See, I can't get back out. I can't back out. I'm stuck in the save or modify mode. Kind of sucks. So we'll have to go there, and yeah, you can't apply your variants until after, well, if you're using the auto build. You can't use this, which makes sense because if you want to change it here, you might as well just place the cosmetic on your hotbar and place it. So pretty cool little deal there, the building deal. Now let's get into the skill tree. So yeah, um, you get little skill trees. You get that from, you know, doing milestones here. So collecting, taming, claiming. Yeah, so really cool. And you can kind of track that. So I'm assuming, yeah, it shows up over there. So yeah, just completing stuff is going to let you unlock stuff. And yeah, so let's show this off. Let's get into this. So in order to unlock it, we have to have skills, and I don't know if there's a spawn at the moment to give you skill stuff. So I'm gonna just kind of go over this. I've got a little document. Actually, it shows it right here, but we will just kind of go along here. So you have 3 different types. You have your beast mastery skills, your wayfairer skills, and then you also have utility skills. So starting off with the beast mastery, which kind of implies, kind of the beast queen, which is, Mayan, and she's the skill, the one in Lost Colony. And so, yeah, that explains all of this. Now, I wonder if there's like a hidden map or something here, because those are topographic lines. So maybe potentially a little bit of a map there. No, they're moving. Never mind. That definitely moved. So definitely not the map. Anyways, we have the Beast Mastery skills, which is the Experience Killer, which you see right here. And that's going to allow you to have three ranks, 1 skill point each. And it's going to give your mount a 10, 20, and 30% more XP kills as you tier up, as you rank up in that. And then next up, we have the Mounted Opportunist. Opportunist? Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. 3 ranks as well, but it's going to require you have 2 skill points to unlock each one. And while doing that, on kill, Mount has a 5, 10%, and 15% chance to restore 10% stamina. So 5, 10, as you rank up. And then you have the Essence Eater, which is 2 ranks, and they're going to cost 4 skill points each. And that's going to give you a 10% chance to gain a 2.5 or a 5% damage for 20 seconds, and it stacks up 3 times on a mount kill. So pretty cool there. We also have the Spectral Mount, which is active, and that means once you unlock it, you get here, and you have to unlock each one of these in order to get that. So when you do that, your mount becomes spectral for 15 seconds, no stamina cost, untargetable, and immune to dismount. Then we also have bonded taming. I'm assuming you have to work your way to that. In order to get that, we have here the bonded taming, which is a 3 rank, 2 skill points each, and that's going to give your tamed creatures a gain of 10, 20, and 30% imprint bonus. So essentially, we can have a max of 130% of a imprint bonus, which is really cool. And we also have Imprinter, which is going to increase imprint effectiveness by 5 or 10%. Now, this is really good for official if you have boosted breeding rates like I do, and imprinting is pretty easy. Yeah, that's not really going to help me because some creatures I can imprint once at 100%. Just kind of depends on the size of the creature. Twin Imprint, another one. It's your active skill for this tree branch here. Because it's a skill tree, these are branches. This is your Twin Imprint, and it's going to be your active skill, and it's going to be 13 skill points for just it itself. Same as the Spectral Mount. It seems like each one is going to be 13 skill points for your active skill. So you share your imprint bonus with an ally for 60 minutes. Pretty cool there. So I also need to let you guys know that this is just the first phase. So we could get more upon each release of a map, or we could also get a, this is it till Lost Colony. So there's also going to be new branches, new skills, and milestones upon full release. So it says it's significantly going to be expanded, so I would assume upon full release, it's going to be when all the skills we get are going to be released there. So I'm assuming they're going to release some small ones here and there upon updates maybe, and maybe with map releases. So our wayfairer skills, which are going to be over in this area. Hot-blooded. So starting here, it's going to allow you to boost natural health regen by 100%, 200%, 300%, 3 ranks, 1 skill point each. Pretty cool. Honestly, that's probably going to be something I look at getting, because I don't want to have to make med brews. I hate making med brews. They're easy, but I hate it. And then we've got heavy-footed, which we saw in the trailer, which reduces fall damage by 10, 20, and 30%, and then knocks back nearby enemies. Then we have Smoke Magician, which is going to allow us to have 2 ranks, 4 skill points each, and smoke grenades are going to last 15 to 30% longer. Honestly, it doesn't really matter for me in PvE, but this next part will, which is going to allow it to break traps, which not PvP, PvP wise, that's actually really good. And it's going to drop aggro. PvE wise, great. 3-minute cooldown though. So, I mean, you better get sprinting. Which this next active skill is going to help you. Sprint Rush. 100% movement speed for 15 seconds. Phase through tamed and wild creatures. Pretty freaking cool. Phasing through walls. We are now the Flash. You become the Flash. I'm glad we don't have movement speed as a ability to, not ability, but a skill. Not a skill. Jeez. What are these things called? Oh man, why can't I think of this? A point. Yeah. A levelable point. Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't know why I can't. I'm blanking on that. Anyways, back to this skill tree, the main point here. So, yeah, you're going to be able to phase through tames and creatures and walls. Pretty cool. Call me speed. Not speed, really. The Flash. Reverse Flash, if you really want to get down to it, because I am not taking any prisoners. Okay, so Sprint Rush, we went over that, and that's going to be 13 skill points. Like I said, all these active ones seems pretty much at 13. Next up, we have Bloodlust. Like I said, vampires makes sense to have Bloodlust. Melee kills grant 10, 20, and 30% movement speed for 5 seconds, 3 ranks, 2 skill points each. So, pretty cool there. PvE-wise, that's going to be kind of useless. I mean, I guess if you kill something with your sword or something like that, you're going to be able to move a little bit faster, but go ahead and just get the Sprint Rush. Sprint through the creature. Next up, we have Barbed Blades, and this is going to allow you to do a little bit more damage with certain tools, and it's going to be 2 ranks, 4 skill points each, and that's going to be the Metal Sword and Pike, and it's going to allow you to have, well, the sword and pike hits are going to have a 2.5 to 5% chance to cause bleed, 5% max HP over 10 seconds. So in other words, you're becoming a Thyla, but it's going to be pretty cool because 10 seconds, it's only a chance though, so you better get to swinging pretty quickly. It's not exactly like the Thyla bleed, but pretty close. And then we have the Curse Reflection, which is this branch's active skill being unlocked at 13 skill points. Like I said, pretty across the board on the active stuff. Reflect 50% of the damage taken for 4 seconds to attackers. Pretty cool. And it doesn't show to have a cooldown, so I don't know about that. Yeah, that's kind of weird because there's not a cooldown on that. So is that like across the board? Is that like thorns in Minecraft? I don't know. So yeah, I would assume there's going to cool down on that. Next, we have utility skills. These are actually pretty good for PvE and PvP. I don't know if you can re-roll these. I guess kind of like a mind wipe. I don't know if you're able to do that. But starting off with the utility, you're going to be able to have Weld-Oiled Machine, and that's going to be 3 ranks, 1 skill point each, and that reduces repair costs of item structures by 10, 20, 30%. Pretty good for PvP. Be able to repair some stuff pretty cheaply. Speedy Harvester, my bad. We have 3 ranks, 2 skill points each, and we're going to gain a 5% move speed per harvest. Max 5 stacks for 10, 15, and 20 seconds, depending on which rank you're at per stack. So, pretty good. I guess if you really want to run around and fiber, you're going to be able to collect crazily, move pretty quickly. Next up, we have the Midas Touch. 2 ranks, 4 skill points each, and that's going to allow us to have a 3 or 6% chance to turn a harvested node gold. Gold nodes yield more, and of course, they have more HP. So, pretty good. Gonna be able to boost your rates by yourself without having boosted rates already. So next up, our active skill for this branch, we have Tracker. And of course, with Tracker, it's going to be 13 and skill points too to get that. For 60 seconds, you're going to be able to detect enemy players, tame structures, and key resource nodes. Pretty good for PvE there for the resource nodes. You're going to be able to detect crystal, obsidian, metal, pearls, silicate pearls. It has pearls and then silicate pearls. So black pearls, I would assume. Oil, sulfur, and element. Pretty good for the silicate pearls and the black pearls. So definitely worth it. And it's only within a 80-meter radius. So not bad. Honestly, I kind of like that one. Next up, we have... Oh, looks like these two are off of my... No, they're on here. Okay, I just skipped over it. My bad. Next up, we have Strongback, which is going to allow you to reduce the weight of structures in your inventory. Pretty good for builders, 20, 30, 20, 10, 20, and 30%. 3 tiers with 2 skill points unlocking each one of those. Sorry, it lost its way in my little document I have here. Sorry, I'm looking at 2 different screens. Next up, we have Mass Production, which is 2 ranks, 4 skill points each, and that's going to make it where 3 or 6% of the chance to double output when crafting ammo. Pretty good. If it's me, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that's actually not a bad little skill to have there. Next up, we have Telekinesis with 13 skill points, your active skill for this branch. And that's going to be for 60 seconds, remotely access containers, toggle structures, and pick up items within 30 meters. Not really good for modded playthroughs because we have certain, pool aspects you can install. So, I mean, not bad. Official, that's going to be great. You guys are going to be able to activate that if you are full on, loot and whatnot. So, pretty cool. So, that is the skill tree. And like I said, you're going to have to be able to get that. You're going to have to go into here. And you're going to have to throw them into this. Now, I don't know if there's a way to activate this because, like I said, it's not allowing me to unlock, even though I'm in creative. So we'll have to kind of test that in our playthrough. So, as you can see there, drag a skill to your hotbar to equip it. So it's going to take up a spot in your hotbar, which kind of sucks. So honestly, I'd be rocking on 0 so I don't accidentally click it, or if I'm PvP, probably 1, depending on the skill I have. So pretty cool there. But yeah, that's gonna be it today, guys, for the Lost Colony. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm probably gonna shorten this up a little bit, so it's gonna take me some time to edit. But anyways, thank you guys so much. I'm probably a little late, but hey, we got it out. All right, catch you later.